Hello everyone, this is the card we're going to be doing today, and this is the November Project Club, and that's issue number 63. I've already pre-cut my card. I'll give you the measurements as we go along. We're going to start by using this piece of brown, and it measures 20 centimetres by 10 centimetres. You need to score a line at 5 centimetres and another one at 15 centimetres. Don't fold it at the moment because we need to stamp the windows on each end panel. Because my craft mat is brown and my card is brown, I'm going to use a bit of scrap paper so I can just see the edges of my card. And because I'm doing the video and I don't want to get my head in shot, I'm going to use a post-it note and cover up the fold mark on the card, just as an extra guide. So we need the window stamp, and I'm actually going to view it through the centre of the stamp, and that's going to go to the bottom of my line there. So I'm using VersaFine ink, which also stays wet a little bit longer, so while I'm trying to eyeball everything I'll still have time to put my embossing powder on. So looking through the centre of your stamp and your edges of the stamp, just place it down. Like so. And we can put a bit of detail clear embossing powder on. Use my post-it note. I'm going to do exactly the same to this side. Again, looking through the centre of the stamp, your edges, I'm actually pressing on a little bit harder on that edge just in case I've touched the fold line. What a nice clear impression. That's not too shoddy. Bit more embossing powder. And then we'll heat emboss. Now, using a craft knife, we need to cut the centre panels out. You can use a ruler with a steel inlay. I tend to just do it freehand. And there's our finished brown panel. Next we want the 9.5 centimetre square piece of white card. Use an anti-static bag. This time we're going to be stamping the little room view. So again, using VersaFine, place it central. I'm just lightly pressing on here, don't need it too heavy. And again, detail clear embossing powder. I'm going to heat emboss. So now I've coloured the room view and we're going to attach it to our brown card. I've already placed double-sided tape on the back. So taking our brown windows, we need to turn it over, and in the middle of your score lines place your card. Now at this point we need to fold these windows in. Be careful because at each point there the card is actually weakened, so just give it a little bit of support. Same on the other side. And then turn it over and burnish it using a bone folder. Like so. Now don't worry if they don't quite meet in the middle, that's not too bad. You can always trim it slightly, but the intention was for me to leave it open anyway. So now we're going to use the 20 by 13.8 centimeters piece of white card, and we're going to stamp our text. So first of all we need our anti-static bag and dust all over. We're going to use Versamark ink, and I've chosen a Very Merry Christmas text to start us off. So ink up the stamp, I'm going to stamp that in the middle at the bottom, ink up again, and keeping the text in the same direction. Let's put it in the middle at the top. Then the sides. Then I'm going to add my white embossing powder this time. This is Detail White. And next we're going to use the Warm Wishes stamp. And do exactly the same in each corner. This piece of card has been embossed. You won't be able to see it very well because it's white embossing powder, but it'll show up in a minute. I'm going to use the light blue ink. I'm using Distress Ink Tumbled Glass, and I've also got a foam pad on my blending tool. Do nice circular movements. Just to highlight the actual text. You see the text showing up now? So I need to do this all around the edge of the card, leaving the centre white. Most of it's going to be covered up anyway. I'm just going to use a piece of kitchen roll just to take any ink that might be left on the text. Hardly any. We're now going to mat and layer this onto our brown card and then put it on our card front using double-sided tape. We're now going to do the sentiment for the front of the card. So using the small 7.5 by 2.5 centimetre piece of white card, and the text I'm using is "From Our House at Christmas to Yours." We need to stamp this using VersaFine, and we're going to heat emboss using Detail Clear embossing powder. So now we've heat embossed, just let it cool down a little bit. We're going to use the light blue ink again and just lightly ink the edges. Okay, we'll need our card back. I'm going to line up the room so we know where everything's going. I've already put some foam pads on the back of this. I have millions of these. I like to use tape, but I've got to use some of these up. Then on the back of here we're going to be using a bit of double-sided tape and stick it down in the middle. And that's our card for today. Thank you. Bye.